guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you can see it, but I'm currently surrounded by bugs, and that can only mean that we have a dry and clear summer night and also warm summer night ahead of us. At the time of filming, it's currently the 12th of June, so we have only a few weeks until summer solstice, and then the nights finally get longer. But yeah, it's not the biggest deal for me since I'm here in southern Germany and I do get about 2 hours of total darkness. So plenty of time to get some awesome Milky Way panoramas, and that's what we want to do tonight. Oh man, that was exhausting. Alright, I'm now at my destination for tonight. As you can see behind me is a big tower. This is the so-called Schauinsland Tower here in Germany. And the Schauinsland is basically a mountaintop which is right here. I think it's about 1,250 meters above sea level. And yeah, that's really nice because we are above the light pollution and the sky here is pretty good. It's, just for your info, it's the third night in a row, so I'm a bit tired. But clear skies, yeah, I have to use them as good as possible. And yeah, I hope at least that you can hear me. It's a bit windy. When we can trust the forecast, it will die down when the night begins. And yeah, this should make tracking the stars a lot easier. But yeah, that shouldn't be a big problem, even with this here. And yeah, now I have to do a little search for some foregrounds. Okay, it seems like that I have found my first composition for tonight. You will see some B-roll now where I show the view and photo pills. And yeah, right behind me is the big tower, and to the right, and depending on when I capture the sky part, above the tower will be the Cygnus region of the Milky Way, and I think it will stretch all the way over to Cassiopeia and a little bit over to the dark rift. Or the Great Rift, not the dark rift, the Great Rift of the Milky Way. And yeah, I think this is very nice composition. Let's hope that it will work out later. Alright, I think I have found the second composition for tonight, or I think I should call it more a potential composition, because yeah, I will go around here and see if I can find something else. Yeah, but I have to keep in mind that I only have 2 hours to shoot night sky tonight, and yeah, that's not a lot of time when you keep in mind that I do most of my shots with long focal lengths, so like 35 millimeters and above. So I have to do big panoramas, and I also do yeah, a long integration time for each panel, which means that I might spend like 1 hour per image, at least for the sky. And yeah, so the general idea is that I have the Milky Way core here on the left, and for the foreground I use this way here, which is, I think it could work maybe. I think yeah, this way here looks somewhat cool, especially with these stones here on the ground. And later on I can just stand towards the right side here on the way and put myself against the sky as a silhouette. And yeah, just a simple shot with me on the way here looking towards the Milky Way. Yeah, that's a potential composition, but we will see. Alright, as you can see, I'm now in my my jacket and I have my beanie on, because yeah, once the sun sets, it gets pretty damn cold up here, especially with this cold wind. We have currently wind from the east. That's usually the cold wind that we get here. And yeah, I'm currently a little bit worried about the shot behind me that I've planned with the Cygnus region above the tower, because well, you can capture the foreground pretty easily, but to blend the sky with the this wind, yeah, to blend everything together, so the foreground with with the not moving tower and then the sky shot where the tower is definitely moving. Yeah, that can be a little bit tricky. And one idea that I had is to move a little bit more back to the spot that I'm here right now to capture the the sky a little bit more off-center, but yeah, we will see. I've now switched to the A7S as my recording camera, so the video quality is a bit different. Don't get confused. Anyway, now I can set up my rig for tonight in the meantime while it's still getting darker, and yeah, let's do that. Alright, I have very good news. I found a wind-free spot, which is right in a little wind gap, I would call it. When I walk maybe like 5 meters away from the camera here, it's absolutely crazy windy, but here most of the wind gets blocked, so I can at least get a tracked shot of the Milky Way core, which will be right behind me on the horizon later. So at least the sky shot of this can be done easily. That's the positive side. But honestly, I don't think that I will be able to get the shot with the tower, which is currently here on the right side. This shot with the tower in the Cygnus region, this won't be possible, I think. I will try it. Maybe the wind dies down later a little bit, but I don't think so. So you have to adapt to the environmental conditions, I would say. So now I have to wait until I can see Polaris. Actually, I think I can see Polaris already, so I might start polar lining the mount here and wait for the Milky Way core. But maybe I can do something else before. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, so in the meantime, while it's still getting dark, I can show you the entire setup here a little bit more closely. So I would say, starting from the bottom, we have the tripod, which is in my case here a Rollei C6i, which is a carbon fiber tripod. I would say medium-sized one. It's not big, it's not small, it's right in between. So it's just on the edge of being stable, but not too light that it's getting unstable. On the tripod itself is the tracking mount, or the tracking head, which is in my case here the Star Adventurer. This is the bare bones edition, the original Star Adventurer, so not the 2i or the new GTI with the go-to functionality. Just the basic one. It works perfectly fine. I have zero issues with it, and I just love it because it works. On the head here itself is the Alan Wallace, or Move Should Move in cooperation with Alan Wallace, Z bracket. Normally I have the V bracket on here, but I had to use the Z bracket this time because I have the adapters for the 1/8 to 1 1¼ inch threads for the camera, and something like the tripod threads on the bottom. I only had this one with me, and with the included adapters, so that's the reason why I use this, but they are basically in functionality the same. But the reason for this here is that I can have a level base with my just adjust this here a little bit. With this I can have a leveled base for my panorama head here, because when I undo this, I have it really tight. Okay, when I undo this, and when I have it sideways on here, you can see the entire panorama head is sideways, and this way I can have accurate sideways and up and down movement. So to compensate for that, I use this here to create a level base, and then I just tighten the screw here, and then it's working fine. Even with this heavy setup here, these brackets, they hold pretty heavy weights, not like 20 kilos or so, but when you tighten the screw here on the side, or the lever, it can hold quite a lot of weight. Okay, so going to the tripod, not the tripod, the ball head, or the entire head on top of this bracket here, which is my panorama head, which is built from 2 parts. So on the bottom here I have an indexing rotator. When I unlock it, I can just rotate it, and I can also have clicks. I don't think that you can hear it right now, but I have, I think, 4 settings that I can choose from for different field of views that I can rotate, and then it just clicks into position. That makes it very easy to do panoramas. And yeah, you have multiple settings, I think 4 on here. Yeah, 4 in total, so you have a wide range of like fine movement and also a bigger movement. Yeah, on top of it I have a 2-way head, so it can, on top here, I could also move it, oh that was the wrong screw. I can just move it left or right, and with the, let's reposition this. And with the other head, or the other ability here, I can just point the camera up or down. And with this combination I can create very nice panoramas very easily. And yeah, that's what I want, easy panoramas. Okay, so now on the top here I have the camera, of course. Below the camera here is a nodal rail adapter, which basically positions the camera, or the center of rotation, I would call it, more to the back, because when you rotate the camera from the sensor base, you can get something called parallax, where different objects in the image appear on different positions depending on the rotation and also on the focal length. And yeah, this mostly depends on how far the front lens is away from the camera sensor. And when I move the camera lens itself, or the front lens, closer towards the center of rotation, I can compensate for that parallax effect. I hope this explanation was correct, but I think so. Yeah, now back to the camera. I use my Astro-modified Sony a7 III, which I absolutely love. It was the best choice of my life. Upgrading my a7S to this a7 III. I love my a7S, don't get me wrong, but the a7 III is much more user-friendly, and yeah, it's just a big improvement for like ease of use, and also it makes my life easier. Battery is better, you have more megapixels, which is not something that I would really need, because I'm doing mosaics, panoramas, and therefore I get a lot of megapixels even with my old a7S. But yeah, 24 megapixels is also nice, and the quality is pretty much the same. And yeah, overall just a better camera compared to the first generation cameras of Sony. And then on the front here I have my Sigma 40mm f1.4, which I'll be used on f1.6 or f1.8. I think I will use f1.8 because with 1.8 I get the most effective use out of it. So I have the sharpest image across the field, like I have perfect stars or almost perfect stars from center to corner, and I also don't have any chromatic aberration with this lens. Yeah, so it's a real beast. And yeah, I'm still here on this wind-free spot, and maybe when I position the camera later towards the Milky Way core, you might be able to see it already in the video. So yeah, let's see. Yay, it's the next repositioning. I think this is the third repositioning now. I went from like a little bit further down here on the grass towards the tower here to my left, and now completely close to the forest edge here, because this is the only spot I can find here at the moment where it's almost wind-free. But even here there's a slight breeze, so that's kind of annoying. And yeah, behind me is of course the Milky Way. I hope you can see it nicely in the video, and it's about 20 minutes until fully darkness, so I will prepare everything now and then I will start shooting, and I think you will see a nice time lapse now where I will shoot yeah, the entire panorama. Have fun. So I've just finished capturing all the images for the sky. That includes the RGB image and also the images with the H-alpha filter. And you might have seen a nice time-lapse of that. And I'm now at the spot for the foreground. I will just take my camera now and put it basically at this spot right here. And then I will take the entire area behind me as a foreground because that looked pretty nice. And it is basically wind-free here now, so it's also nice to yeah, just use this area here as a foreground. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, one cool thing about the newer Sony cameras, I think a lot of you guys know this already, but especially with the Sony a7 III here, the feature that I didn't have on the a7S is the bright monitoring feature. So you can assign this function or this feature to a custom button, and when you activate it, you get a live feed of the camera with some crazy settings like the slowest shutter speed, like 1/4 of a second, and an extremely high ISO, so basically real time with pretty extreme settings, and that helps a lot with framing your camera. And yeah, especially with this dark scene here where I can't see pretty much anything, it's very nice to have this. Alright, the night is finally coming to an end. It's now about 2:20 in the morning, so officially at the end of the night. And yeah, everything is captured. I got the sky with RGB and also with an H-alpha filter. I finished capturing the foreground with yeah, with the same lens and setup. Yeah, I'm a bit tired, so yeah, the foreground is also captured. And I also found a really interesting, well, it's not interesting, but I found a rock in the first image of the panorama where I could stand on, and now I have myself included in the foreground with a, yeah, as a silhouette on the sky, which will look pretty nice, I think. I hope so, at least. Yeah, I can just try both without and with me inside. And yeah, now it's time to pack up and go home and get some well-deserved sleep. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and also you enjoy the image at the end of this video. And yeah, see you guys. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm very happy with this result. In total I got 9 panels for the sky, just for the natural colors or RGB. I also captured 2 more panels to get the H-alpha details within the Milky Way core, and for the foreground I used a 6-panel panorama, and each panel has about 1 minute of exposure time. yeah, if you would like to know how I process this image, you can subscribe to my Patreon. There I have a full tutorial from start to finish, and also a lot of other tutorials and extra content for you there. So if you're interested, then head over to Patreon. You will find the link in the video description. And yeah, have clear skies, and I see you in the next video.